During the 50s, in the Western Balkans scientific community, the general stand on the same-sex attraction was that it's something irregular, unnatural, and abnormal. Associating homosexuality with disorder of sexuality is harmful rhetoric, but can be seen as prevalent to this day in the region. Although in a slightly better position compared to gay men, lesbians in the 50s were viewed in a similar way. In textbooks published in those days, they were described to have physical and mental masculine features, behavior characteristics, and emotions, and that their relationship is aimed at mirroring the one between two heterosexual people. It was obvious that in the past, homosexuality was considered a disease, primarily because society and mental health experts shaped wrong attitudes based on data that related mainly to LGBTQ+ people that were seeking the help of a mental health professional. When data on gay individuals who were not in therapy was also considered, the view that same-sex orientation is a disease turned out to be incorrect. The media narratives formed around LGBTQ+ people during the Nazi Germany occupation of Europe were problematic to the level that the persecution of homosexuals continued even after the Second World War, especially in the period from 1948 to the 1960s. There are numerous testimonies of arrests, persecutions, and imprisonments. In 1959, legislators officially criminalized homosexuality. According to the Criminal Code of the Socialist Federal Republic of Yugoslavia, a homosexual act and only a male homosexual relationship was punishable by 1 year in prison. Lesbian sex was not seen as a sexual act, but as a lewd act that was only subject to a misdemeanor report. In the period from 1951 to 1977, based on this regulation, about 500 men were convicted of male unnatural fornication. In socialist Albania from 1946 until 1994, same-sex sexual intercourse was penalized with long prison terms, bullying, and ostracism. The legal position of homosexuals in the Western Balkans started changing for the better in the mid-70s of the 20th century, in Yugoslavia after the constitutional changes of 1974. Former Yugoslavian countries, apart from Serbia, decriminalized homosexuality in the 70s, while Serbia waited until 1994 to do the same. Albania decriminalized consensual sexual expression a year later. The harmful narratives surrounding the queer community in the Western Balkans have been persistent in the media environment even from early 2000s onward. Media report on the topics important to the LGBTQ+ community without the in-depth analysis of their position in society. Reporting on queer issues is rare and often after or around the external factors such as events, initiatives, or incidents involving LGBTQ+ people. Although the terminology used nowadays is more or less politically correct, journalists are not educated nor informed enough on the matter and therefore often produce content that further deepens social divisions. Journalists rarely use their platforms to educate the public and sometimes even spread disinformation and malinformation, linking the LGBTQ+ community members to diseases, promiscuous sexual behavior, and misuse of human rights. Also, media often use sensationalism when tackling LGBTQ+ issues, which usually leaves a lot of space for hate speech in the comment section, as well as in the public sphere.